Hey everybody, it's Daniel Murphy down here at the beach with BRG Real Estate. What we're doing today is we're going to take a look at these numbers and give some context to them and potentially some prediction as to what we're going to see moving forward. And what we're doing today is looking at January and February sales figures for this year as they compare to the previous 2 years, 2021 and 2020. So remember, these are only a 2 months, as a snapshot of 2 month period of time for these years. But I think it's a good way to kind of start looking at these markets in January and February. Typically are slower parts of the year. November, December, January, February. That 4 month period of time is typically our slowest time here at the beach for sales. So it's good to kind of look at what the slow markets are producing year over year. So 2020, 2021, 2020, 2022. So we're looking at the residential numbers. I mean, these things are just off the charts. You're going to see these numbers, and I ran them twice, so just to make sure it was correct, because it seems unbelievable the amount of appreciation we've seen over this period of time. So when we talk about units sold, how many homes were sold in 2020? There were 1,187 homes sold, so just shy of 1,200 homes sold. This year, that number's bumped up all the way to 1,424. So that's an increase of about 207 units sold over that period of time. So in a 2 month period of time, 237 additional units this year as compared to 2020. Oddly enough, it actually was down in total units from last year, but I think that has a lot to do almost exclusively with the fact that there is not as much to sell this year as there was last year. The inventory is even lower somehow this year than it was the previous year, without any decrease in the amount of interest to purchase. So when we look at the average sale price in 2020, January, February, the average sale price for all homes sold along Grand Strand was $298,000. That number just 2 years later, during the same 2 months, is $396,000. That is an increase of $98,000 on the average sale price for a home along the Grand Strand. That is a significant number. When you're looking at it, that's 30% appreciation in 2 years for January and February. It was up 18% even over last year. We saw 61,000 from last year alone. That's 335 to 396. So what we're seeing is these insanely huge increases in price. Now, what can you expect this year? Well, it'll be interesting. Honestly, trying to make predictions in this market are very, very difficult. But I do think that as long as inventory remains as low as it is now, and we still have a demand for that inventory, you're going to see prices still going up. Now, I don't think that we're going to see from last year to this year, we saw $61,000 in the 2 month period of time. I don't think you're going to see that this year. But if it happens, it wouldn't surprise me. That's kind of where we are in this real estate market. Of me doing this since 2020, I got in this business in 2001. So for over 20 years in the real estate business, this is the most insane market I've seen that seems like it's going to actually maintain. And I think a lot of that has to do with the people who are buying now are more investment buyers or people who have money. This is not what we saw in 2008, 2007, 2006, where the banks were freely giving money to anybody. If you want to get a loan in this market, you have to have the ability to be able to pay your mortgage, a second home or a primary residence. So that's why I think it's going to maintain. You're going to see large dumps of distressed inventory hitting the market. So again, 2020 to 2022, an increase in 237 total units sold, and an increase of $98,000 on the average sale price, which is a 30% increase over that same period of time. Now, let's move over to the condos, and we're seeing again in these same, not quite as significant increases as we saw in the residential market with total units sold, but I think the appreciation is about what we're seeing in the residential side. In 2020, there were 858 total condos sold along the Grand Strand. Today, that number is 1,194. That's an increase of 336 total units. So an increase in a 2 month period of time of 336 total units sold. The average sale price went from $167,000 up to $233,000. That is a $66 $1,000 increase. That is 40% in that same period of time. So with the condos, we're seeing possibly, depending on where you're looking, especially on the oceanfront, possibly even less inventory available. There are fewer oceanfront homes, or oceanfront, I should say condos, I'm sorry, available today than I've ever seen. I've got buyers who are looking for inventory to purchase, and there's just nothing available. So again, with that trend, it may not maintain as much as the residential side will be, because these are all investment purchases or typically some sort of a second home purchase. People who are looking for vacation homes or vacation rental properties. So I don't know that the demand will continue climbing if the prices continue to climb, because if you're using them for the rental side, those numbers have to make sense. So we may see that teetering off just a little bit. I don't see price drops, but I think you'll see it leveling off sooner than the residential side. Again, going forward on both of these, a lot of the influence is going to be made by how much available inventory is there. If inventory remains low, demand remains high, you're going to see prices continuing to rise. The feds were also going to have rate increases. I think we're already starting to feel that now, and I think next year we'll see even more of them. That may help to kind of stabilize a wildly appreciating market, but in the absence of that, we're going to continue to see these numbers climb. If you have any questions about your specific property here at the beach, if you own already and want to get a market analysis or an idea of what you could expect either today or possibly in 6 months, certainly reach out anytime. If you're looking to buy real estate here in the Myrtle Beach market, certainly reach out as soon as you can and try and get you some of the best available inventory, because it will sell quickly. Again, my name is Daniel Murphy. If you have any questions, certainly reach out anytime. Love to provide my experience and knowledge with you here about the beach and real estate. Thanks so much.